Hello all, I am Dr. Anand Nayyar, PhD in Computer Science. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Gyan with Anand Nayyar. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and stay tuned to all the technology videos on Linux administration, open source, Windows administration, embedded systems, Kali Linux, simulations, big data, machine learning, programming, deep learning, IoT, virtualization, unboxings and many more. If you want to know more about the details of my video, you can click on the playlist and you can find more details of the videos on which I make on my YouTube channel. If you want to know more about my research, you can go to Google Scholar and you can search my name Dr. Anand Nayyar and you can find all my research papers over here. And similarly, you can even go to researchgate.net and you can find my detailed profile and even my level of research over here, and you can find all the coordinates of my current research scenarios on this website. And similarly, you can even go to google.com and you can search my name as Anand Nayyar and you can find my website and every coordinates of my research, everything over this search. So I request you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and stay tuned. Gyan with Anand Nayyar, your ultimate resource for technology. Thank you. Hello researchers, how are you? I hope you are fine and doing well. In this video, I will be demonstrating how to install Ubuntu 18.04 LTS desktop edition on Oracle VirtualBox. Now before we dive in the installation part of Ubuntu 18.04 desktop edition on Oracle VirtualBox, let us first of all understand something unique about Ubuntu 18.04, and I will be also listing some of the cool features which have come along with Ubuntu 18.04. As we know, Canonical has recently released Ubuntu 18.04 on 26th of April 2018, and it plans to include a new theme created by Ubuntu community which was announced on 5th February 2018. Ubuntu 18.04 LTS introduced new features such as color emoji, a new to-do app pre-installed in the default installation, and added the option of a minimal install to Ubuntu 18.04 LTS installer, and also install a web browser and system tools. Ubuntu 18.04 LTS default display server was returned to Xorg for more stability and reliability. However, Wayland is still included as a part of default install. The latest release incorporated Linux kernel version 4.15, which incorporated a CPU controller for the C Group v2 interface, AMD secure memory encryption support, and improved SATA link power management. In reviewing Ubuntu 18.04 LTS, what I feel is that Ubuntu 18.04 is mostly an incremental update over Ubuntu 17.10 with updated packages, the switch back to x.org session by default rather than Wayland, and continued presence of snaps and a variety of minor user updates. They also indicated that the text-based installer is an improvement over previous installer as per Michael Larabel of Firefox. So if we talk of more details of Ubuntu in terms of you can say some cool features, so we can say that it is coming up with Genome 3.28 and it is highly customized desktop. It is having speed boost, which means that we can have a more better boot speed, and using system these features and bottlenecks will be identified and tackled to boot Bionic as quickly as possible, and a new minimal install option which you can do during the fresh installation of Ubuntu 18.04, and using PPA slightly easier now, which means that we can add a new repository with @apd repository command, and it contains Linux kernel 4.15. It is latest for Bionic Beaver, which is the cool name for 18.04 Ubuntu, and Xorg becomes the default display server again, and minor changes we can also see in the Nautilus file manager, and we can even see there is an improvised welcome screen and improved help pages also, and Ubuntu will be also collecting the system usage data which users can even stop it. So we can even have the new installer for Ubuntu 18.04 server edition, but in my coming video when I will be making the video on Ubuntu 18.04 server edition, so I will be putting up more on things. And we can even see we have more new themes and new emojis, etc. And even we have the easier live patching, which means that we can install a critical Linux kernel update without rebooting the system. And we have default wallpapers for Ubuntu 18.04, and we can even see more wallpapers which we can see. and various other changes which we can see that that Genome now supports Thunderbolt 3. We have automatic suspend for laptops after 20 minutes of inactivity to keep the battery life enhanced. We have LibreOffice 6.0. We have Python 3.6 inbuilt. But we have no 32-bit ISO downloads, which means that only 64-bit will be downloaded, and we no longer have encryption, just as home screen would be using eCrypt utils at the time of installation. So this is just a basic installation of Ubuntu 18.04. So as you can see that I've already opened ubuntu.com, and now let me tell you in how to first of all download 18.04. And let me tell you once before I proceed that very soon we will be finding 18.10 to be launching, and I will be soon making the video for 18.10 also. So as in this video which I'm filming right now, it is basically focused on desktop edition. So as we have cloud, server, containers and desktop versions, so what we can do, we can just go to overview, and here you can see that you can click on download Ubuntu, and here you can find the minimum requirements, and clicking on download button you can find over here. So I have already downloaded the Ubuntu desktop edition over here. So if I click on properties, you can find it is about 1.78 GB, so it is not very high. So let's go on Oracle VirtualBox and let us start with the installation part of Ubuntu 18.04. So as you can see now the Oracle VirtualBox has started. So what we can do, we can just click on new, and we type here Ubuntu 18.04. So we have Linux and we have Ubuntu 64-bit as set, so it is okay. So now what we do, we just allocate 6 GB of RAM for it. So as I'm having 16 GB RAM laptop, so you can even assign 8 GB, 12 GB depending on the RAM, but 6 GB and 4 GB will be enough for Ubuntu 18.04 to work like a butter. So let's click on create and click on next. So dynamically allocation of physical storage space, and let's allocate at least 30 GB of disk storage, and let's click on create. So you can see that the machine is created. So before I power on, let's click on settings. So here we go for advanced, and we go for bi-directional support for drag and drop and clipboard. We go to system, and I check off the floppy, and I just put off the optical, and I go for processor. I click on 2 and I enable PENEX, and I go for display. There is no settings, so I go to empty, and I just go to choose the virtual optical disk, and I go to desktop. So here we have the desktop edition for AMD 64-bit. So all is done. So if you want to have some network, you can play with NAT. You can even add one more adapter. So whatever you want to do, you can do. So I click on OK, and I click on start. So let's click on view and full screen mode. So now you can see that like a Ubuntu 17.10, I have made many videos on Ubuntu edition. Almost every edition I have made on my YouTube channel. So you can see that the update and even the procedure will not be very much changed, but a few minor changes and features we can see in Ubuntu 18.04 as compared to Ubuntu 17.10, but otherwise 90% will be the same as compared to Ubuntu 17.10. So let's wait for the boot to start. So you can see that Ubuntu 18.04 has come. So what I can feel right now is that the starting up of the installation was slow as compared to Ubuntu 17.10. But let's even see what will the boot time it will be provided by us. So here we have the cursor. So same I think so Ubuntu should work on changing some cursor option also. Now it's very old now. So you can see the same welcome screen. So try Ubuntu or install Ubuntu. So as we are going for installation, so we just go for install Ubuntu. So you can see the first option, as we can see in 99% of the Linuxes, that is keyboard layout. So I just go with keyboard US. So normal installation, download updates while installing Ubuntu, you can do for that. And I check on that is install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware, as new people will be supporting NVIDIA and Wi-Fi hardware. So if just in case if you have a Ubuntu machine and you have an NVIDIA graphics card and you want to go for some machine learning and deep learning for that. So click on continue. So you can find even minimal installation also, but we go for normal. So I erase the disk and I install Ubuntu. So I click on install now. So it will be formatting the entire disk. So I click on continue. So now I think so that it will take some time, I can say some few seconds, in order to detect my location, because getting the location is taking some time. So you can see that it has acquired the Phnom Penh, which is in Cambodia. So I click on continue. So I give my name and here is my username, and here is my password. Okay, so I click on continue, and I think that it has started the installation. So I don't find any new even a single thing which is not there in Ubuntu 17.10 in the installation procedure. And I think so that Ubuntu 17.10 and 4 GB of RAM when I developed the video, so it has even taken a time for 6 minutes or 7 minutes. So let us see that how much time will this take in order to install the updates and do the libraries part and everything in this version. So let's minimize, pause the video for some time, and I get back when it completes somewhat. So now you can see that the system installation has started, and it has started retrieving some files. So depending on the net connection, whatever you have, it will do it. So it will take some time. So till then we pause the video. So now you can see that almost 120 files out of 147 have been retrieved. So it is taking about 2 minutes depending on the server speed. So it depends. So let's wait for this to complete, and then we can continue with this. You can even skip this if you don't want the libraries to be installed, but I personally suggest that you should do that because these libraries are very important and this is one-time game. So all files are retrieved, and let's wait for the next thing. So now it is scanning the repositories, security updates. So all these are updates which are being retrieved. So now I think so that all the updates are done. It is configuring keyboard, time zone, user, target system, checking the packages. So 110% I can say that the installation is as such the same like we have even seen starting from Ubuntu 16.04, 16.10, 17.04 and 17.10. So it is loading some modules, it is configuring hardware, but I don't find any change in the speed for installation, which I think so Canonical should work, and it should reduce the time in 18.10 to install it faster. But it is the same. Even though I can even say that in my previous videos I have configured the systems with 4 GB of RAM, but in this system I'm configuring with 6 GB of RAM, but still I don't find even 6% improve or 10% improvement in the performance of the installation. So it is configuring some hardware because, as you know, that with the boot and everything it takes time. So configuring the bootloader, grub, same things, nothing to explain about. So it is removing now extra packages. So I think that's the packages removal are somewhat very high as compared to the previous Ubuntus. As you can see that it is coming with Python 3.6. So Python 2.6, I thought that it is being removed, and it is updated to the latest packages. So this is the full installation which I can demonstrate in this video, that what exactly is the complete installation for Ubuntu 18.04. So it has installed libglib 2.0.0 with AMD 64. I think now it will take not much time in order to get it done. Let's wait to it for complete. So it is the logo for Bionic Beaver. So let's even crawl this so I can find some appearances, assistive technologies, and even great wallpapers. So I will be showing you wallpapers later. So LibreOffice 6.0 is already there. And I think so 18.10 over here it is written that is October 2018. So with C with his 5 years support, and it is having 9 months support. So okay, I think so that this version is going to provide me stability. and same packages. I cannot say anything which is changed, just some few things with more software and Spotify like that, and rest I have to see when we have to face the desktop, that is GNOME latest version. So some packages are even being downloaded, so I have to wait for some more time. I pause the video for some time. So now you can see that installation is complete and you need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation. So I click on restart now. So I just press enter. So again you can see this is called a bug. So again the repetition of the screen is there. Yes, I think so. This is a bug in Ubuntu that even after pressing enter, the screen is freezed. Okay, so let's start with the boot. So now let's find out how much fast it is. So the hard disk is booted. And let's wait for the opening screen, which is using the encryption based utilities. I can openly say that I cannot find any much improvement in the speed. It is somewhat even equivalent or might be somewhat low as compared to Ubuntu 17.10. So I think so this is not the correct claim which is being done by Canonical. Even with 6 GB of RAM, I'm getting not as per the boot experience which I want to expect. Okay, so let's wait and pause the video for some time. So I think so no need for pause, so it is booted. So let's click and let's start. Okay, so the GNOME has started. So you can see a very beautiful Bionic Beaver. So in the on the left hand side we have Firefox web browser, we have Thunderbird, we have the Nautilus file manager, Rhythmbox, we have LibreOffice Writer, then we have Ubuntu software, which I will be taking care of. And you can see that what's new in Ubuntu: Windows Switcher, Launcher, Apps button. So here we have the Apps button. I will be letting you know. So Close button is there and System menu is there. So let's click on Next. So we have the live patch to updating you for updating the Ubuntu. So you can even send the crash report. Okay. So all these are the various desktops which you can, the apps which you can do. Let's see, Midis apps. So apps are good. So let's click on open software now. So a very beautiful app store, I can say. Some improvements are there. Okay, so we can even see the installed and we can even see so all the softwares are up to date. This is very good. So let's close this and let's done it. So here we have the help and here we have Amazon, and let's click on. So here we have got the first message. Okay, let's first of all go like this. So updated software has been released to you. So it is about 142.8 MB will be downloaded. So I just click on install now so that we can update everything. So I think so it should start. So let us click on these apps that we have. I think so some Solitaire based games, calculator, mines, some games are being there, so it is good. And we have Ubuntu software, utilities, Thunderbird, Sudoku, videos. So everything is good. I think so. It is stable. So let's open Firefox. And after that I will give you some treat of the Nautilus file manager, and then we go for some wallpapers. So Firefox, I think so it is the latest, that is 59.0.2 version is there, and it is okay. So we can skip this step, so it is okay. So let's click on and let's open google.com. Yes, it is working fine. So it is there. Okay, let me open a big thing and let's open YouTube. So it is the speed up browsing. Okay, so it is good. Ubuntu is good. So on the right hand side, I think so they have shifted. So first of all, it was left hand side, so we have the problem. So this problem is solved by various users, so that is where we can have. So here we can find the some details of the packages. Okay, so let's go with files. Let's see what they have. So from the left hand side, they have shifted to right hand side, so it is good. So I think so that it is getting a equivalent experience like Windows 10, I can openly say. But in the future, I would also like to see some dark theme for Ubuntu. So let's click on change background. So we have two types of things, like we have in mobile phones, background and lock screen. So let's go with background. And yes, we can find some wallpapers. So pictures are not there, colors are there. So let's have I think so we can find this one. So let's select it and let's see the effect. So I think so it is nice. So let's minimize this. So I think so it is really nice experience for them. So here we have the wired connection, and here is the my battery, and here is my account settings. You can even do for settings, and I can even put my photo. Here is the volume control. Let's increase this. So you can see the volume control is there. Here is the battery, and even the settings are there. So I can find some changes also, some good changes, and even especially with the App Store and even with the file manager. So lots of things are there. So in this video, I have demonstrated how to install Ubuntu 18.04 and some review how to have some new changes of 18.04 and rest with the working, and with my future videos on some content management systems and some server configurations I will be surely putting up. And even you can comment that what kind of configurations or what special things you want me to configure on Ubuntu 18.04 or 18.10 in the coming videos, or even in my previous videos, to what to do on my channel. So do like this video, do comment this, and do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you all. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Bye.